So I've been using Mac for a little bit now. It's turned into my daily driver when it comes to recording videos and when it comes to using a computer on the go. Coffee shops, anywhere that isn't literally my desk, travel or not, I mean, even within a few feet. Anyways, I know how to use a Mac now, and I know a couple of things that can really help you level up your productivity. And these are the top 3 Mac apps that I would recommend to increase your productivity. Let's get started. First and foremost, it's gonna be Raycast. For those of you familiar, you can press Command and space, and what you usually get would be Spotlight. Now, I had a different keybind for this, and that's because I have an alternative to Spotlight. So I can type Microsoft Edge, which is my browser of choice. Yes, I have video opinions on why that should be the case. I can do other things like sound set. I can do like sound settings. I can open up different apps. It's a pretty great tool, but something that has a bit of a level up is Raycast. So Raycast is essentially Spotlight on steroids. For my purposes, it's completely free to use. You can get a pro plan, and what the pro plan will do is some level ups regarding having an AI. So you can have like a ChatGPT 3.5 is a level up inside of your Raycast. You can have custom themes, unlimited clipboard history, and if you want to get GPT-4, you can add it on top of that. But for the most part, Raycast is just really easy to do a myriad of different things. You can do math with it. Like for example, if I try Spotlight, I do 5 plus 10. Yeah, it says 15. But I believe that the aesthetic of this is a little bit better. It gives a better view of this. I can say 5 weeks from yesterday, and it would say the date. I can say 5 weeks from yesterday, and it's not gonna do that with Spotlight. It's just a little bit more limited. And on top of that, Raycast has a myriad of extensions and macros that you can create with it. So if I type focus here, it's not gonna bring up the shortcuts unless I scroll down. But here, I would just have to say that I think that this does a better job of showcasing things like your shortcuts. You can right click on it, add it to the favorites, and then that will indicate more so that it should be there. You can adjust the rankings to remove it from favorites, move it up in favorites, configure a shortcut. So the shortcut will essentially make it so that you can have hotkeys that go along with these different applications that you have in order to launch them. With AI in Raycast Pro, it's just basically a nice ChatGPT integration that's like in your Spotlight. That's really cool, but I'm not paying for it currently. And this tool also has a myriad of different add-ons. So for example, when I press this to get started, you can see I can type capture, and this allows me to do things with the next tool we're gonna introduce by virtue of it being a plugin. So rather than just being able to do like screenshot here, which is the default screenshot tool on Mac, what I can do is if I have a really good capturing software for screenshots like CleanShot X, I can type out capture area, because I find myself doing this a lot more than using the shortcuts. That's just my preference for some tools. And if that's gonna be the case, I'd much rather have the opportunity for this to happen quickly, because Raycast just does a great job of understanding that having these add-ons, like the Notion add-on within here for some things, is awesome. You'll see in the store that there are so many different add-ons that it's almost overwhelming. You can interact with OpenAI's ChatGPT directly from your command bar. So for example, you'll get all these different answers done within here, and you can clearly tell that the screenshot was taken with CleanShot X, which we're gonna dive into in a second. If I install this extension, I then have the option to turn it on or off here, and I could say ask question, and then I just put the API key in here, and yeah, I'd have to pay for it, but I'd be able to ask a question very quickly and easily within here. So it's up to you. It's not just ChatGPT, there's a myriad of different ones. As you can see in this teaser here, it's really good for, you can install different productivity tools and whatnot. So like Todoist has one, so I can quickly capture different items, have them show up and tagged within here, filter them within here. It's endless what you can do with Raycast. So number 2 on this list that I kept alluding to is CleanShot. So if I do, open up Raycast and want to show it to somebody, for example, I can do a quick keybind, open this area, and then you'll notice that right here, if I open it up and click on one of these backgrounds, that it's got a very pretty and nice aesthetic to it. So this is one of the highest quality screenshot softwares I've ever seen. You can take this and draw anywhere on it quickly, sure. But what I really like is the fact that you have all these different options to choose from. You can put an arrow here and then quickly put a box around it, change the color, pixelate different spots. So say I don't want to show that. I can adjust it after it's already been created as well. Say I literally just want to showcase that one part and pixelate the rest of it so that it's really highlighting that one part of it. I could put numbers. So if I click here, it's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and just in whatever order that I have, which is great. Step-by-step showcase. A lot of these gradients are really pretty, but you can pick to blur a background instead, or pick your own wallpapers like my themed one here. You can adjust the different padding and size that you have around it, change the inset. It's just a beautiful product. It's got this nice shadow. You've seen this everywhere, I'm sure. With a lot of the different products that I review in my content services, most people who have a Mac use CleanShot. And when you're done with this, you can save it. For me, I did save a setting, and a pro tip for you is that in general here, after you do a screenshot, have it copy the file to a clipboard. So then I can just literally do this, click on it, press done. If I want to send a Slack message to my guy, Vinny, boom, just like that. It looks beautiful. It impresses people a lot when I message people via text with these screenshots. They're like, excuse me, what? What is that? This not only can do screenshots, but also has screen recording functionality, which is beautiful. A lot of different people like the CleanShot Cloud because it can connect to a cloud of storage space. My recommendation actually is that you export it to something like a Google Drive. So when I save this, you can see here, this goes to my Google Drive. So all I need to do is click on screenshots, then I can go to Mac screenshots, and this saves in a cloud storage. You don't really need to pay for it more than once. One of the things I do love about CleanShot is that you pay once and you get it forever. So if I go to buy now, you see app plus cloud basic, one-time payment for $29. You get a year of updates. And if you do want to get it renewed next year, you can get it for $19 per year. And also if you end up getting multiple licenses and you are on a team, like I bought it for multiple people, for example, if that was me or anybody else, you can get it for a cheaper price of closer to 20 bucks rather than 29, which is a really nice addition as well. Now, if you do notice at the top here, the last app I'm gonna bring up is called Bartender. So Bartender is an awesome tool, which ironically is the same as a tool I used to use when I played World of Warcraft. Here's my addiction. And if you have a Mac, you probably noticed that, wow, this is really clean. So I ended up doing some really great things to get started with my Mac. You know, I see the percentage of battery. I have only a couple things showing here. And what I did was I utilized this tool called Bartender 4, which is another one-time purchase. And all that it does is it essentially allows you to order these how you want them on the top over here. So all I do is like change it here, and then I would move it. And then this is the hidden menu bar items. So all I have to do is choose, okay, do I want Loom here? I guess I do. Or if I don't, I want to move it back. If I want Bluetooth, I can put it back. All the different apps, when they open, will just go into this hidden menu. As you can see, new menu bar items appear here. I could add spacers if I so feel like it between items. You can see how that adjusts that there. You can just take it out, not have it at either as well, and move it back. I personally like this a lot because you can adjust something that frankly should be adjustable by default, but we can only do what we can with tools that we have. This is available for a very cheap price of $16 once forever. $16 plus tax is pretty much nothing. And the fact that you can try it out for 4 weeks is pretty awesome. And the reason they do that, honestly, is because after you have this for a month, you're not gonna wanna get rid of it. So if you try it, you might end up buying it, most likely. Big fan of the way these products work. I will be doing a deep dive into a lot of other Mac apps like Raycast, like CleanShot in a future video, just to individually highlight how great they are. But these are my 3 favorite Mac apps since I've switched from using Windows on the go to Mac. And this is another one of my favorite videos on how to help you improve your productivity even more.